Welcome to News Booze.
What we choose with Dami and Danielle. Mhm.
Cheers to our blurry, if you're watching, Zoom likes to blur our glasses. So cheers, chin chin. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking a Pinot Grigio. Actually, I think it's a Sauv Blanc. I lied. But it's from Campo Vita again. And I wanted to correct because last time I was drinking Campo Vita, I said that it was coming from the town of Campo Vita. That is not accurate. It comes from the town of Hopland. But you know.
That's where it is. Because when
Yeah.
you said it the last time, I was like, why do I remember a different city? But yeah, okay. Cool, cool, cool.
I'm glad you went along with that.
Correction corner.
Correction corner.
Well, I put the bottle next to me because I can't speak French. So I'm going to butcher the shit out of this one. It
Fun.
is all in French. It's a
Mhm.
2023 Grenache, 50% Grenache, 35% Syrah, and a 15% Mourvedre. Is that right? But it's Vina 4. But it's
Mean.
literally the entire bottle isn't, except for the notes. The entire bottle is in French. But it was on sale. It was originally like 20 something dollars, and it was like on sale for like 12 something. And I was like, I'm gonna try that.
Take it. Yeah. I always noticed that
It's
the
delicious.
I bet. Yeah. I've been trying to buy, like when I'm buying wine from the store, I want it to be from Europe. I don't really care anymore about, I mean, listen, California, we're spoiled and it's great, but I want from Europe, please. Thank you.
Well, and also I feel like I do only really drink on Fridays. So when we record this, I only drink Fridays. So I wanted to like be a little bit more of a splurge.
Mhm.
As much as I'm not going to be buying like $25 bottles because again,
Yeah.
single mom who works too hard, who loves the kids and never stops. Reba McEntire, poet. Um, but no, I can only afford so much in the front of alcohol because, kids eat a lot. They snack a lot. So why don't we actually, that's a good transition. Heard some news around the river bend. How was your day today?
Okay, so this week, just in general, I feel like I've slowed down a little bit more, like intentionally trying to just be in the moment with the boys and romanticize the day. I took Thursday off and I had a really beautiful day. I took them to music, like a little kid music in the park version, where it's the story band and it was in Berkeley and it was freaking adorable. Just imagine little tiny humans jumping out of their seats, jumping around and singing songs. The boys didn't know what to think about. They were like staring blankly, like, what the f- is this shit? It was adorable, but also I have a really hard time being in public with them by myself.
I
And
was just about to ask, was Charlie there to help or you were solo?
no, I was solo. I took the day out. Like it's his day to go. He stays home with them on Monday and I stay home with them on Thursday. So I was like, you know what? This sounds like a really nice opportunity to just like take the day. So I had like a couple little flustered moments, but then I was like, center myself, like chill out and like let's walk and smell the flowers, literally, and like kind of trying to let them be wild, but also sometimes they try to run into the street. So it's a really hard
Mhm.
balance between gentle parenting. Jesus.
Well, I can't even imagine for one that you have twins. I can't even imagine having two Wyatts. Forrest, he is not four, so he is a little bit more of the elder of it all, and so he will help he'll even little Wyatt, you come here, you listen.
Yeah, I
Two
love that.
two two 2 year olds together. I don't think that's gonna happen.
So it's honestly, yesterday was great. I brought them back and we played in the water table. Like it just was a full day where I was present. Today was great too, but we took them to adult music in the park in Oakland, which was really fun. But we parked the car so freaking far and we haven't been using the stroller. Um,
Why?
well, I think because we moved and we put the stroller in the garage and we haven't been
Oh,
using it in general. Like they've been a little bit older and we're like, oh, this is kind of nice that we don't need a stroller. Well, correction, corner again. We do. We need the stroller. We need the stroller for these 15-minute walks. I'm doing air quotes if you are listening. 15-minute walks with tiny humans means 30-minute walk.
mm-hmm.
And that means you're holding them.
And your arms, the fact that we both don't have like yoked out arms is baffling to me because I can feel the muscles under there. When I flex, I'm like, No, I'm talking like
I know.
if
Yeah.
one wants to, the other wants to, and then you're holding two, and then you're walking 10 minutes and you're like, I feel like my arms are gonna fall off my body.
It's a hold me type of family here. We're in hold me, hold me.
Oh, I mine
I
is
don't
like
want
hug,
to
hug up,
hold you.
hug up.
Oh my God. So the last little bit that I will say about today and why I wanted to talk about this because it's just so fresh in my mind. I literally just got home. I looked like a sewer rat joining this call before you see me now as I was doing my makeup. Because I then forgot to take my allergy medicine. So I'm sneezing, no joke, like probably like 10 times in intervals, like achoo, 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 achoo. Snot is literally coming out of my face. Then on top of that, I'm holding a squirmy toddler. Charlie's coming up behind me with another toddler. Like he's thinking it's like hilarious. Okay. Then there's like toddlers running around everywhere. My girlfriend's trying to have a conversation with me. I'm looking at her like,
Not the time, girl. Not the time.
there's really cool music and everyone's like having a great time. I think for like there was a couple moments in there that I had that were fun, but like overall I was like, yeah, yeah, this is rough. Note to self, bring a
Well,
I did it.
you did it. You did it. So I think that's the only thing, and that's a win. You survived.
That's right. Yeah. But tell me what you would do. Let's say you're me and you're in that and you're walking back to the car, you just sneezed a million times, you're hot, you're sweaty.
Well,
Wait,
okay.
hold on,
One,
wait, hold on. No, wait, hold on, I didn't finish. And you're holding a baby and he slaps the shit out of you multiple times. Yeah. What do you do? Yeah, yeah.
ooh, he bypassed the biting stage and is now in the hitting stage.
And then he laughs. He laughs when you tell him that.
Oh.
Like, what the? You're like, I'm going to prison.
Okay. So I have to admit for sure Wyatt is not as cutesy as we were talking about before we hit record. So when you were sneezing up a storm and stuff and that, my 2-year-old likes to say, "Biss you," and it's so cute, so adorable. But yeah, no, he's a hitter. He is a hitter. He's a whacker. He's a hitter. If he has something in his hand, he's gonna hit you with it. Um, so I'm constantly like dodging, like out of nowhere. I'm like constantly like on alert, ever
Yeah.
vigilant. But I definitely hear Forrest, unfortunately, when they're playing, taking the brunt of it, because all of a sudden it'll be like whack, silence,
Yeah.
and then the scream multiple times a day. But if I was in your shoes in public, getting domestic abuseified by your 2-year-old, I would literally be like, all right, that's it. We're never coming to any fun things ever again. I'm taking all your toys away, and I hope you would like that. And then I would get a maniacal laugh from my 2-year-old being like, yeah, yeah, kind of like fucking try a motherfucker kind of thing. But I think yes, we are in the age of where we have to balance like how we were parented with how gentle parenting is. And with me, I'm very mindful of I have to get shit done. I have work, I have things to do. But we got to get here. So if I like for me, if I take them for an example to the library in the middle of the day, I still have to come back and go back to work. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm on a time schedule. It's not like we can just have this like effervescent afternoon and frolic through the fields of daisies. Achoo, achoo, achoo.
Yeah.
But no, 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 guys, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. I have an ability to snap really hard and really loud.
Mhm.
And I used it on first, I was using it on the dogs because she was deaf.
Yeah.
So I have to snap really loud to like
You
make him
mean
realize,
literally snap? Oh,
no,
I
like
thought you meant like
really hard.
then
Oh,
snap.
no, no, no. Oh, no, no, no. No, no, no. I'm not like snapping like
Okay.
psychopath snapping. No, no, no. I'm like literally snapping with my fingers.
We love it.
Um, yeah, so I can snap really loud because I have to get the attention of the dog. So I started implementing that sometimes in public with the boys where I'm like, and I'll
Yeah.
do like a mom face and I'm like, don't you make me use my mom voice. And both of them are kind of like, hmm.
Yeah, we don't
Should we
want
do
that.
it? Should we do it? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Okay. So I think I would do the little threats of I'm going to take all your toys away when we get home. You're going to go straight to bed when we get home. Or like my ever favorite of like, that's it. No sprunkies, which is basically the addiction that Forrest has right now. But whatever addiction your kid has, no cars,
Yeah,
no
whatever it is. Yeah.
whatever it is, no Toy Story, like something that they really, really love. You have to be like, okay, fine. If you're going to behave like this, no, insert blank here, their favorite thing, and be like, when we get home. And then, of course, they'll be like, wait, no. Yeah. Then a negotiation kicks in.
I did try to say I sat him down. So the first time we did, I sat him down and I said, we never ever hit, and we especially never hit your mother.
No, hit each other. Don't hit
I
your
was like,
mom.
like we give kisses and hugs to mom.
Oh no. I've literally, when he went, he literally did the wind up and went, wah, like on, and I was like, and I caught it mid-air. And I literally went, we don't do that. If you
Mm-hmm.
ever do that again, all of your toys are going in the trash and you're going directly to bed. And I talked very sternly at him and he goes, and I'm like, you little shit. No, he does this thing where he's like, even if he's getting in trouble, he goes, and he like, if you're not watching, he like smiles, but where it's like a nervous smile, where you're like, hey, let's see if you actually do it kind of thing. And I'm like,
I'll do it.
you're challenging me.
Girl, I don't care about your toys, and I'd love for you to go to bed.
Well, I bought the toys, so therefore I care about the toys, but the toys can go like I did with when I nannied. The toys can go in a trash bag in the trunk of my car and they'll never see them again and think that I actually threw them away when I really didn't, and I'll secretly sneak them back in or I'll donate
Mhm.
them.
Yeah.
It's like,
Anyway, thank you for answering that for me. I appreciate it and
yes.
a reminder.
Oh no,
So,
I'm totally open. Empty threats all day, girl. Empty threats. No, or I'm like, I actually can't turn it off because that means you guys will come to the front of the house when I'm on meetings and be causing a ruckus in the background of my meetings.
yeah.
But I'm going to empty threat y'all about being nice to each other and stop hitting each other and turning things off and taking toys away when I'm in the back of the house.
So
Oh,
how was your week?
well, since I had such a crazy weekend last week, this last weekend was very low key, really nice, very like getting stuff done around the house and all the boring things as an adult, cleaning, all of the stuff. And then Sunday, I took them to get donuts. I got a beautiful from Eat Dough. You can get them Deux. You can get them at Whole Foods, but they're like gluten-free donut holes that have adaptogens in them and superfoods and mushrooms. And so I got the less fun donuts, but my kids got the regular classic donuts. Even my dad goes, I sent him a picture because like Wyatt was eating it and he just like he was in still in his pajamas because we got up really early, still in his pajamas eating. He goes, at first he goes, is that a real donut or a fake one? And when he says fake, he means like my my stuff. And I'm like, nope, that was real. He's like, good boy. Even though my dad growing up, like he was a bodybuilder, so he literally would eat like tuna, peas steamed, mustard on top, stirred around, and that was like his snack. And I'm like, weird. Like he's all like cheering them on for having a real donut.
Oh my God.
But no, my week was pretty low key. Like this weekend, actually, tomorrow is an afternoon. I'm actually gonna shout out my cousin. So both my cousins that live locally, I have a bunch that live locally actually, but both my cousins that live locally that do events, um, one is a fire breather and does like fire situations and stuff at like Burning Man, and he gets hired and all that stuff for that. And so does my other cousin, his wife. But this is not the fire breathing stuff. We're going to Gold Bud Kombuchery anniversary party. So it's my other cousin, his wife, she her troupe is called Nevada City Circus, and they're doing like aerial acrobatics. They do all these like cool things. So it's not a circus that obviously has like any animals, because then I would be like completely against that. But no, it's humans. So more the merrier. You hang upside down and do all the flips all you want. Not animals. Humans are fine. So yeah, we're gonna do that tomorrow. And then I think we're gonna be close. So Nevada City has like the best antique shops.
Cute.
My it's literally like the antique shops are if you go in there and you buy something, you know you're gonna get like 50% of the chance you're gonna get something that's totally haunted. 100%. Like, well, 50% of the time it works every time. But no, like you are going to go into one of those antique shops and something's going to be haunted for sure. because it's just that kind of place. Like everything in this town is so cute. It looks like a little Western town. They have things from like back in the day. Nearby is called literally Hangman, where they have like where the old like people used to go and get like after court, I guess
Mhm.
back then. Same thing. So that's what we're gonna do tomorrow. And then Sunday, I have to do some work, unfortunately,
Yeah.
because I didn't want to work late tonight.
Hmm.
So I am pushing it to a Sunday thing, but it's stuff that needs to get done. So you know the drill.
Yeah. Yeah.
Responsibilities.
You're such a great adult.
I know.
Oh, if you wouldn't mind, I'm gonna plug in a new grassroots project that my friend is doing that I wanted to draw attention to and just kind of share. I shared it on my stories, but I just thought it was such a cool initiative. So
We'll
my friend
share it on our stories too.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So my friend Kristen and her husband Taylor started this little book project, which is a grassroots project putting gentle, affirming fiction about trans lives into little free libraries across the country. One book at a time, we're opening hearts and creating bridges of understanding in neighborhoods that need them most. In honor of the hands-off protest that was just recently, was that last week? Which we were going to
Yeah,
mention.
which we can actually talk about right after this, so we can go into that. But yeah, hands off.
So in honor of that hands-off protest and Trans Day of Visibility, they're inviting folks to donate $8 to place a book in the world, and share this post and spread the word. So I just thought what they're doing is amazing and
Yeah.
commendable. Like, what are you doing in your spare time? Like, come on.
And $8,
$8, yeah.
that's nothing. The GoFundMe's are like more intimidating because I feel like if you donate too little, it's not enough. People can like be like, "Oh, well, that's all you can donate." It's like, "That's all
Yeah.
I have," and that's better than nothing. But no, promote it on our socials and I'll repost to my story as well. But yeah, definitely like add the link button to it so we can definitely put it directly to the $8 donation slash funding.
Yeah, the handle is called little dot book dot bridge. And my dream is to have a little library in front of my house one day, so hopefully I'll have that book as well. Or one of
No,
them.
and it would be even cute to have like a little library, but it's like a kid's little library.
Yeah, like where you can reach down that would be cute.
It
Yeah, I
would be
love
like lower to their level and they can grab like, especially because now that you're in more of like a happier, friendlier neighborhood that doesn't have like really crazy traffic going across the front of
yeah.
it.
Definitely.
The left side. All right, well, I mean, speaking of, that can go directly into our news segment for sure. So let's talk about the hands-off protest that happened last weekend. Reposted. So Dana Cathan, she is a co-host of the Disrespectfully podcast, and she posted a video, and I reposted it. And thank you, people who all like visited our page because it got over like 4,000 views in that one post.
Wow.
But I reposted it because I loved the signs, and I need to read some of them because it was hilarious. I don't know if you actually went back and read them, but
Oh.
oh my God, I was dying laughing because some of these people are just like way too clever. And I would actually have intimidation because I feel like with those protests, some people just like obviously we have more of the traditional ones, but I think that those people that seriously have the most amazing creativity, literally one of them was a picture of Hillary Clinton and Kamala saying, "We fucking warned you." And then another was in musical notes around it, the whole thing saying super callous, fragile, racist, sexist, Nazi POTUS, and obviously to the supercalifragilisticexpialidocious theme. That was hilarious. And then obviously there was like way more. So um I'm gonna go directly to him. But I just think that in general, like people are just so clever, one. And then two, for the fact that they did take this was like I feel like a Saturday or Sunday. I can't remember. I think it was a Sunday. But I just think that it's like major props to people who actually get into the streets with those signs
Yeah.
and really just are pushing like their frustrations out into the world of like, this is what you've done, guys. Like there was one that literally said, and fuck you for voting them. Another said, MAGA, morons are governing America. Another one was a circle cut out with her face in it said, and so she can pass it around to other people taking pictures too, resisting bitch face instead of resting bitch face.
I love it.
And then another one was Dana Cathan herself, who was childless cat lady against fascism. So I just think that a lot of them are just so freaking clever. And I'm just like really proud of people in general for just like taking a stand and not being scared about it. And I think that honestly, the fact that when we started this podcast, we didn't realize actually what we had come in our way of in terms of news and all
Yeah.
the bullshit that's happening weekly. But I think the fact that like you do have a voice, you should use it. Like you shouldn't be scared to talk politics. You shouldn't be scared to talk about your stance of where you believe in. Like what are your beliefs? What do you stand by? What are your, things that you really want to dig your heels in about and aren't scared to talk about? I think it's really important to just be kind of vocal about it and not in a negative way, but more of bringing facts.
Yeah.
And I think that this weekly, I talked to you behind the scenes about it, but I think it just makes it is really like we ourselves,
Mhm.
obviously, I'm sure we do have family members. I know I do. I'm not sure if you do, but we have family members that are obviously voters of the other side. Um, I would even say dark side. So if you want to get into the Sith and the Jedi of it all, but like, what what are we doing, guys? Like, you should just Thanksgiving. It's gonna be a hoot and a holler, is all I gotta say. Because I truly am like, well, I weekly we have all this. It's not just a swipe on a Instagram feed. It's not just like a passing of a news article or whatever. No, like we're actually reading them now and going in depth and like getting the nitty gritty, not just the surface level stuff that we normally would see as like a Instagram user or a TikTok watcher or whatever it may be. But like click into certain articles. If a title really does grab you, click into it, read a little bit more about it, be educated about it, because I think that it will help you during those unfortunate family times when there are opposing ideas and people are going to be pushing back really intensely about it, especially because of everything happening right now. Just get yourself like kind of prepared for those Thanksgiving awkward moments. And I know this year I feel like is going to be a big old doozy.
I agree. I think to your sentiments about like what we're doing here, we're not perfect. I'm not perfect. I was really feeling just so overwhelmed with the news, and I definitely had a stance. I was just thinking when you were talking about the protest signs, like way when, he was first elected. Charlie and I went to a protest with Hunter, my little dog, and and I went with my mom too. And so I have, the pictures and stuff. So like I've always been passionate about politics. I may not be the most eloquently spoken. I may not know every single policy or I may not know every single fact. I am not a reporter. I'm not a politician, but I am a citizen and I do have an opinion, and I think it's so important to have an opinion. I ran into someone recently who said, I just, just try and stay out of it. They're from originally the Midwest, and they're like, just not my thing. I just try and stay out of it. It's everyone's thing. Are you breathing? Are you alive? Are you like this is affecting literally the world at this point, and it's affecting other people. Like we have to care about other people.
And you're part of the people.
Yeah, we're past this now. We're past like the
Oh, I
privilege
don't want to
of
talk
not.
about politics. I don't want to get
I could
involved.
see,
I
I could
don't.
see like when in the 90s, maybe like when who was it? It was like Bill Clinton and George Bush.
Bush. Yeah.
Right? Like that was the life. Those were your choices. Yeah, girl, take a back seat. Like enjoy the 90s. Now, no, like there's no fucking way. I was talking to my niece, she's Gen Z. She's like, we've been living, like Gen Z has been living with Trump since they were in high school. Like they just don't care. That to them it's like, eh. But I was like, wake up. I was like, have you checked your 401k? She was like, what? What do you mean? She had no idea. I was like, yeah, like we need you guys to be awake for this. Like they're
Well, because they're going to become the next bigger generation. They're going to turn 18. They're going to start voting in the polls. They're going to do
oh,
all
they're
this thing.
all ready. They're
Oh,
like,
that's right. I mean, well, what's
yeah.
the Gen Z cutoff?
I'm not sure, but like, I mean, her sister is probably like 16, I think.
Okay, so close to
She's a
voting.
different, she's a different generation now.
What are they called
Oh.
now? Gen
Oh. Well, there's Alpha, I know too.
Alpha. They're Alpha, which makes no sense. Well, I mean, it does because we got to Gen Z, but
Yeah, so
was there a Gen A?
Alpha, win Cinco de Mayo. We're laughing because many, 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 many years ago, Danielle told me she doesn't speak Spanish because
No, I was laughing because of Gen A from freaking Forrest Gump. But yes, let's
oh,
talk about the Spanish of it all. Yes, my dad is fluent in Spanish, and he lives in Mexico. And I was like, when is Cinco de Mayo? Okay, guys, I'm very well educated now. I know when Cinco de Mayo is, but this was like earlier on when me and Damiana met in our youth. I have to remind us. Oh my God.
I was like, the 5th of May.
You're like, what does Mayo mean? I'm like, I don't know. May. Okay, what is Cinco? I'm like, 5. And you're like, now put it together. May 5th.
Ah!
Oh my God. Ooh, what's in the title?
Okay, I have my blonde moments too.
No, this was my idiot Eden moments. I'm talking like babe. Anyway, um, yes, so despite
Anyway,
that, Alpha, Gen A, continue.
anyways, I mean, basically, the crux of it all is I agree. It's
Horcrux.
yeah, it's the
The
crux.
Horcrux of it all
The crux
from
of it
Harry
all
Potter.
is to wake up, people. It's time to pay attention. But you know what I was thinking too is if you hear of any other future protests or if anyone who's listening hears of any future protests, please make us aware. Like just shoot me a message because I want to show up. I will schedule time to go and make a cool sign. Not my Cheeto has been was my previous sign.
Oh yeah, so FYI, that reminds me. So we're never going to refer to him by his real name because of the whole
Mhm.
you're gonna get screened first beforehand. So we might be on a no-fly list. I don't know. Um, we won't find out until it happens. But we're gonna start referring to him as either Don or DT,
Or Cheeto. I
Cheeto,
like
or Orange, or
orange.
Clementine. Oh,
Lemon.
Clementine would be pretty.
Yeah, that and then I do think that I shared something with Danielle that my mom had shared with me. It was just something that was created by oh man, I forget who, but basically they were saying that we need to start identifying what he's doing with the Republican Party, and I think that this is super
Not
smart.
just blaming him, the
Yeah,
actual party. Yeah.
and not just the T administration, but like the whole Republican Party because they are trying to be like, yeah, cool. Like now people are referring to them as like the Trump administration, and you're like,
Oh, well, I like the Trumpers and the Trumpettes, but I guess we have to be mindful.
yeah, I mean, I just think that like maybe and maybe with the stock market too, that they will take a little bit of ownership there. I think it's a good thing. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how we do too with it. But
Well, let's actually talk about the
yeah.
stock. You said stock market, so go into the
Yeah.
tariffs, girl. I mean, it's like a tradition now. Every time we say tariffs on these episodes, you drink. Go for it. So drink. You said you spelled out getting yippy, getting a little bit afraid. Please elaborate.
Yes. So Trump was quoted prior to us, like it really becoming clear that he is manipulating the stock market. By the way, spoiler alert, if you haven't been up on current events and you are listening to this to get your current events,
Spoiler
Trump
alert.
manipulated the stock market. So the tariffs on and off, on and off, on and off
It's
is
not
him.
spoiler alert warning. It's more of warning, warning,
Oh,
warning.
warning and spoiler alert. He prior to like it becoming very clear, and we'll get into that, is that he was quoted saying, like they had asked him, why are you pausing on tariffs? And he said, well, people are getting a little yippy, getting a little bit afraid. No, no, and
Did you
no.
see the video that I reposted about you sent it and I reposted it
Mhm.
about the billionaires all standing around all happy and go lucky? By the way, Glennis is definitely a supporter of this whole shebang that we're doing because she reposted that too.
Yeah.
And I think that that is freaking nuts that you're basically being recorded
Oh,
admitting to the fact that your billionaire friends. High five, guys. You guys made more money.
I don't know if you
Yay.
saw, so who he's talking to is Morgan Stanley. Was Morgan Stanley?
Stanley, Morgan Stanley.
Yeah, and they're like all like 500 years old. These are like super old, dusty, crusty ass, horrible people. Like, I mean, they're literally, what is it, like Marley and Scrooge, like sitting next to each other. They're fucking disgusting. Go fuck yourself. Um, that's totally gonna be on the fucking highlight.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah, it is. I like how when we actually start talking, because like we don't preemptively talk about things. We don't like go into this knowing what we're going to put in the,
No.
like what I'm going to extract from the teaser. But let me tell you, there is some winners in there that I don't even put in there because I'm like, man, this thing came out of left field. Damiana got a little spicy.
Oh man. So basically he's there. He's like all chummy with, it was weird. It was like on the like one side of the room was the old dusty men, and then on the other side were like weird, like younger, gross, like soon to be groomed stock
Oh,
market dude.
groomed. No, 1000% groomed.
And
Like
they're
you can
all
tell.
laughing. Guys, they were
Well,
laughing at what is happening to our fucking country. They're like, oh, this guy made 900 million and this guy made 2 billion today. Guys, today. Not even like,
could you imagine making that much money in one day? I could not.
was there an
I
opportunity?
wish. Oh
Even
my
if
God, I
I
wish.
invested everything that I had, like I still the return.
You would graze the surface of that number where you're like, oh, I'm making this much money a day. Lovely. Chin chin, guys, chin chin.
Charlie was like, nobody could even spend that much. And I was like, I would like to try.
That's what my whole point is. I'm like, what are all these people going to do with their money? I understand. Okay, leave it along to the bloodlines. I get that. But what if you are one of those people that never had kids, never da da da? You're going to leave it to your freaking like 20-year-old bro. Please. I offer myself as tribute. For the love of God, send that on my way, please. Please. I have a 2-year-old and 4-year-old that I will set up mighty fine when my time has come. But let me tell you,
For those
give it to
listening,
me.
I
Give it to
just
me.
call me.
Yeah, that's right. Come in.
Oh my God.
I think even Charlie would be like, go do it. It's fine. It's fine.
I literally thought about selling feet pictures like a couple.
Bro, okay. I'm not even joking. I'm like, because like I said, I'm a single mom with my own income as my sole income. And I have no other income other than that. I legitimately was like, what do I have to do?
You got
And
nice feet too.
no, but the thing is, allegedly nowadays, it's not just feet anymore. They want everything. And they want the kit and caboodle, if you know what I mean. And
Oh,
I ain't gonna give my kit and caboodle. I'm a celibate single mom right now. Now by choice, but before,
I,
more because I
you
just
might
wasn't putting
want
myself out there.
you might want to chat GPT this. Chad might have some like, ways that you
Chad.
could go about it that like
Dare
would
I say, do you remember the movie Her with Joaquin Phoenix? It's like watch me fall in love with Chad.
I don't remember, but I'm laughing anyway.
Oh my God, when he falls in love with her, the AI robot he's talking to literally is ChatGPT before ChatGPT was a thing, and it was Scarlett Johansson's voice, and falls in love with her.
We're talking about this. Wait, I was watching Love is Blind. That's where I've heard of this. And they mentioned
Her. Oh, you finally watched Love is Blind?
I'm not done, but I'm like,
Oh, it's a snooze fest.
is I mean, Yeah,
No,
I've
this season's
heard
okay.
people.
This is the first and only season I've ever watched.
Yeah.
I think you can wait until the next season.
You know, I was cracking up though, because like a lot of the guys do look the same. Some of them are cute. Like if I had a type.
No, I told you on an earlier episode, I was like, they literally look. I saw this thing that was like a meme when the copier starts running out of ink, but it's the same person. It literally is the same thing. It's like one's a little tanner than the next, then the next, and then there's one that's really pale, but they all look kind of the same. They look like they can be in the same bloodline.
You know what's weird is that I mean, and I get it because they're like they mainly show you who's gonna make it, and I want to see like the other people. Like that's, you know.
Well, don't you notice there's more people in the beginning, which I realized after because like this is my first season, so
Oh yeah, yeah, sorry.
I I'm not used to all of like everyone being experts and stuff.
Mhm.
They show a shit ton of people in the beginning, and then all of a sudden those people just magically disappear and they're just like not even talked about. Because like apparently, obviously, that means their connections just never worked out. They had to leave the thing, but they don't want to waste episodes on this. I'm like, but you're gonna waste 6 episodes on the same pods.
The same people. Yeah.
People.
I don't know. Okay. Okay. Going back. What was the last thing? Oh, for tariffs, getting us back on track. Okay. So what we were saying was basically he also sent out a tweet or a tweet, an X, whatever. And he said now, or maybe it was on his like own platform. What's that shitty platform where all the freaking
He has his
tards?
own platform.
It's where
What
all the
the Dons? The
not it's like
Dons.com?
it's like a
I'm
social media
actually surprised. Wait,
platform.
I'm surprised he's never created that.
No, he does. It's not just it's okay, hold on. I'm gonna find it.
White
Um
men and dumbwomen.com. No?
Trump's social media
I
platform.
don't retract that.
Truth. Truth. It's called Truth. It's like where they can't because you know how a lot of the social media platforms were taking down or flagging things that weren't true. So in response, this political party has created Truth. So I believe on there, and maybe even X, I think he put on Truth though, is that now would be a great time to sell or buy or whatever he said. So he basically tipped off people to like buy or sell on the stock market. And yeah, and then he shortly after paused the tariffs again.
Of course he
So
did.
this is illegal, by the way, and there
100%.
are
Insider
people,
trading. It's called
yes.
insider trading, motherfucker. Like we literally,
So
oh my God.
hopefully we can swiftly do something, but doesn't it feel like he's like, fuck it, I'm going fucking big. Like, this is like shit you do when you're just like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm going, right? Like, you have no fear. You're just,
He's literally doing all the shit he can do in the short amount of time before he gets like deposed or impeached or whatever. Impeached, not deposed. He is doing everything humanly possible
he's
that he
arrest
can
and
get
arrest.
away with.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, the other thing too that I will mention, as far as like news and kind of like part rapid fire is that, there have been some more things coming out where like, you know, just news clips where he's speaking and it's completely incoherent. And I've been looking at the comments and people are like, I've been saying that he has dementia. Or people are like, they're talking about it now, like how his
Well, people
health.
are like actually saying like they think he's going to keel over. I'm saying keel, not that Kill. Keel over in his office. Like watch it happen because this is only his first year. This hell, this is only his first 6 months.
Yeah.
It something could happen in his time. And I just want to also say I find it kind of funny that people that are following starting to follow us are big old DT lovers. Deep trickin' lovers.
I
Because let me
mean,
tell you,
you want to hear maybe, you know, you have a something in your head where you think we're sheep and that we're the ones part of a cult and we're so stupid and
Wait,
whatever
us?
rhetoric. Yeah, that's what they say
Oh,
not
honey,
just
baby,
us,
sweet.
but like people like us.
Oh,
But
honey, baby, sweeties.
we don't, that's fine. I'm fine. It's fine. Keep listening. Um,
Please
I
get educated. Get educated because we're not going to hold back. And the fact is, we're only holding back on the certain names because, like, eventually we'd like to travel. But, ugh, like, I'd like to visit my dad who's retired in Mexico. But, oh my God, I might not be able to come
also
back.
let's talk
Oh.
about that. Okay, so that goes into the social media screenings at the border. So what did you hear? We're screwed.
Okay.
Is the note.
Oh no, we're fucking screwed. Like I'm literally gonna have to tell my dad, even though my stepmom follows Instagram and she knows all the things and all the stuff that we post. I'm gonna have to tell my dad, be like, hey dad, so the idea of me visiting you with the boys, yeah, I worry for the fact that I might not be able to come back because of the things I've said online. What do you mean? What do you mean, my child? I'll be like, well, let's talk about my wee old podcast that I haven't shared with you directly because I know you'll probably be like, don't talk about that online because guess what? You might not be able to come back into the United States because DT just has a big old DT up his BO butthole and he might not want to freaking let you back in.
I've been dreaming about getting like stuck in Paris.
Oh, well, okay, okay. Okay. Paris is one thing, but Jalisco, Mexico is not my like first choice
Been
of
there.
being exiled. I want to go to Switzerland. You already know. I want to become a Swiss national, whatever they're called. I will go there to the green hills and I will learn the little thingy that they do, the thing on the hills and the halls. Oh, like I'll do it all.
They have good chocolate there.
Vegan chocolate?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, it's probably from like
I'm sure. I actually would, if I got detained in Mexico, I would go down to the Yucatan and I would live a beautiful life. So I have
no.
no problem. And you know what? Mexico, you're looking real good right now.
No,
Uh,
truly. I want to take the boys down there. I need to get them their passports. I want to take the boys down there to visit their grandpapa, their papa
ah,
Ado, because I know they can't say Aldo. It would be Papa Ado. Um, but I want to, take them down to visit. But yeah, because the fact that we just like love to talk out loud and just like decided to get a hair up our butt and finally do this after 6 years of thinking about it. Who knows if that's possible?
so this whole social media screening is they're saying that what they're checking for is what it's not specifically things about against Trump, but what it does is crack open a door on that. And there have been reports that I've heard of that not specifically Americans, but they've already detained folks. I think one person was French, actually, or German. And they got
Oh,
detained.
so people from overseas can't come here.
Yes, but so it may not directly affect Mexico, but
Yeah.
what it is doing is that it's creating that like fine line that we've talked about between freedom of speech. And so that is something that is not legal. I mean, they're doing it also in a lot of other areas too, right? The defunding of so many different things, but also like trying to get even with like taxes, like our like trying to get information on illegal folks like through taxes and then like so I mean just all of these like
Well,
little
they announced that the IRS, the lead guy, was actually going to step down because of that. He
yeah
said, "Oh yeah, I'm stepping
oh.
down," and because there needs to be a release on the information that's located in your government records, and so people are kind of freaking out about that. But we'll do more research on that and talk about that on the next episode. But yeah, that's definitely something that people are looking into. So anything that's tax related, they're doing a little kind of comb through situation and if things look a little bit worrisome or where is your shit coming from kind of situation, be a little bit mindful, even
So I
though we're
will
4 days till tax day, so it might be too late.
yeah I'm going to read this just so I get the facts straight on the screening. So, social media screening is being implemented at U.S. borders, particularly for non-citizens seeking visas or other benefits. The Department of Homeland Security is formalizing a policy to screen social media accounts for signs of anti-Semitic activity.
Good. Bye. Get out of here if
That
you
is
have
a weird,
anti-Semitism.
yes, but that's a really weird. Think about it from like Trump's perspective. He doesn't, like I've said, he doesn't give a shit about. I think this is just like
No, it's
dang
his play.
it.
Well, he did bring some of the hostages to the Oval Office, don't you remember? I talked about that on one of our episodes
Oh
that
yes,
he did bring
yeah.
some of the Oval the so that could be something on his stance, but the thing is he's also probably going to have that as the cover. So
Yes.
it's not just limited to that, but it's going to be limit but then it's going to be the branch off system where it's like, okay, well, since we're focusing on that, let's focus on these things too.
It's a door that you don't want cracked open. You don't we don't do that. So potentially leading to denials of immigration benefits for those found to be endorsing or promoting such activity. By the way, how many people are coming in with anti-Semitic it's not. This is not in a normal setting, this is not a priority. Like, I get it, but there's like maybe five. Like, this is
Well,
so weird. Like, I get it. And listen, I totally am. We should not, people shouldn't be anti-Semitic. Go fuck yourself, by the way, if you are. But like, no, this is weird and it's a cover. It's a cover.
no, I definitely think that that is going to just be like the top of the funnel that leads into everything else. So it's not just going to be the people coming into America with the anti-Semitic, whatever have yous, posts, signs that they've seen in pictures, whatever it may be. I think it's going to be something that leads into a much larger situation where it could be like, okay, cool, we're going to start with those people coming in here. What about
Mhm.
people trying to come back in that left from here that are talking negative, i.e., us, uh, and are trying to come back into America from vacations or visiting family or whatever, or loved ones, and then they're going to try to come back in. Oh, not under my watch. Like, I feel like it's just the tippy tap point amongst a bigger agenda.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Thankfully, I don't think either of us have any travel planned this year to go out of country. I'm due at the end of the year, but we will see how it plays out in the next couple
Where are you
months.
going?
I might we're supposed to go to Scotland, Ireland, and London at the end of the year.
So fun.
I hope that I get to go. I
Imagine
would.
Charlie being like, "Are you fucking kidding me? You can't go? You got detained at the border? Well, I'm still going. The boys are coming with
Your
me.
big
Fuck
mouth.
you."
Yeah, I have this like dream that like my whole family would like to go spend Christmas there, but I know that's really hard to get them to go. It's a big trip, but like I have a dream about like I want to rent a chateau.
Don't you wish we were all made of millions?
Right?
Like all this disposable income for these chateau vacations at the end of the year.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like anyone else out there who drives past a big like lottery billboard on the freeway, do you all also think about, wow, I should really play the lotto today?
I think every single person. My favorite is when people say like, "God, if I could just win the lotto," and they never actually buy a ticket.
Right?
How
Yeah.
are you going to win the lotto if you're not going to actually gamble?
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
I
Okay.
know. It's like do like my grandma, before we jump into the next thing, my grandma actually did win like one time I think she played the lotto my entire life of existence before she passed away. She played the lotto, like I'm talking the orange tickets, the
Mhm.
lottery, the California lottery, the Powerball, the regular lottery, the whole shebang. She,
Horrible.
I think, won like 10 grand one time, then 50 grand another time. So it does happen. But the thing is, how much money are you putting into the system before you actually win that back?
Yeah, that's fair. I also like, can I play without having to go physically in? I'm sure you can.
I think now you can do it online. If not, then I'm actually surprised because look at everything else we can do online.
I know. That sounds dangerous. I feel like that should be illegal.
I mean, DraftKings, yo, DraftKings, that gets people into sticky situations with their situation.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
anyway, okay, how about we do a little shift to a bigger news situation that just passed that we've talked about prior. The SAVE Act. So I mentioned this before. This was going to Congress. This was going to the floor to get voted on. And guess what, guys? It officially passed. So what does that mean for you? So, not necessarily meaning like you cannot vote. If you have a passport, if you have a birth certificate, you can vote.
Mhm.
Yay. But what does that mean for a lot of people who don't have either of those documents? A lot of people do not have passports. A lot of people do not have their physical birth certificate. They won't be able to vote. And that is an estimate, just guesstimate estimate of 21 million people who do not have that. So guess what? That's 21 million people less voters who can even afford to get their passport, who can afford to pay for their uh birth certificate. Keep in mind, guys, I just did it for both my boys, and I think you can get your birth certificate copy as long as you call your county. You can get it for like a copy for like 25, $30. So just keep that in mind going into the next election and the next polls. But yeah, it's doable. It's just you're gonna have to have material handy to prove your voting ability. The only other thing is I have to do this work because this just happened, I think, last night or this morning. So I have to do a little bit more work because I've always been a mail-in voter. So
Mhm.
does the SAVE Act require me to go in person? Meaning, does it require me to then now have childcare for my children during the portion that I want to vote versus just me in the convenience of my own home,
Right.
scratching in those little areas and then sending it in the mail? Like,
Mhm.
what does that mean for me? So I'm actually going to do a quick little live Google search. Does SAVE Act affect mail in voter? Could. Everything is could. How the SAVE Act could. 2 days
Yeah.
ago, how the House's requirement could affect, how the could. So apparently, according to the good old Google USA, um, could affect. I think it's more of it could affect the ability to register to vote, yada, yada, yada. But mail-in voters, I need to know about the mail-in voters. So I think what I'll do is I'll do a little bit more research because we do these on weekly. So just so you're in the know, because I know there's a lot of people out there that just do not have the ability to go physically wait in line and be able to vote. I'm going to actually put this AP News, which is, I know, a lot of people's favorite. Not really. They're the ones who got kicked out of having anything to do with the news situation at the White House with the lovely blonde lady. I'm just going to pause there. The fat Carrie Bradshaw on Instagram does an amazing impersonation of her. If you haven't taken a look, I'm going to link it in our description. But oh,
Oh.
Megan, if you ever want to know, Fat Carrie Bradshaw is amazing, entertaining, and also very much like anything we talk about, chances are he will post a video montage, but as the character of the person that's talking. So it's rather hilarious. If you haven't taken a look, take a look. It will keep you very much entertained and educated. So
Mhm.
there's that. But I'm going to put the link in the description for the Saved Act, more details of how it could affect us, what we can expect, how do people submit their documents, why do Republicans bring this up, why is it even a freaking issue, bloody hootie, bloody blah. So I'm going to make sure to include that because it's kind of very similar to the what documents would be required to register at the top is a real ID compliant driver's license, a valid US passport, a military ID, a valid government issued photo ID that your applicant's birthplace was in the United States, or a valid government issued ID present with a document such as a certified birth certificate shown of the birthplace that was in the United States. So there are 5 key components. I will include this link so you're aware and you are in the know. just in case this does affect your voting ability. So I'll put that in the description of with all the links because everything we talk about, pretty much everything we do talk about that has anything to do with anything of it all, news related, entertainment, we will include links so you can actually refer to it, whether it be a funny post, an informational post, a post that requires you to go to their link in bio. We're going to give you the links because we want to make sure you're in the know too.
So, I'm gonna read this. This is from NBC News. And I'm trying to catch who this legislation sponsored by Representative Chip Roy, Republican in Texas, would amend the National Voter Registration Act so states would be required to obtain proof of citizenship in person from people who are registered to vote. But what I'm trying to see who said this one part, but I'm going to read it to you. It's a quote. In order to preserve this republic, we must uphold what it means to be able to vote in the U.S. election. Roy said in a statement, I'm grateful that my colleagues answered the call and passed the SAVE Act. I'm flipping off the camera, by the way, guys. Um, as it serves as a critical first step to ensure what we maintain election integrity throughout our country. Basically, what he is saying is that he values that, like protecting, quoting, protecting um, this fake like voter fraud that has already been proven to be bullshit over potentially 69 million women, um, also people in the military. Um, it's just disgusting. So,
Well, it could also affect women who don't actually legally get their name changed. So their actual voting name and their birth certificate name will not match. So that means you will not be able to vote. And that is something that I mentioned on one of the previous episodes is the SAVE Act does affect those people. So
mhm.
it requires you to do all that paperwork that you probably put off on the last minute or didn't want to freaking do when you got married and got your name changed and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Hmm.
It affects you
Yeah.
because of the fact that if you don't have the matching name on both of these documents, you cannot vote. So
Yeah.
therefore, you have homework to do, is what the United States is basically telling you. You have homework. So
They're making it hard. Well, they're making it hard on purpose too. It's
they
crappy.
don't want women to vote and they don't want illegals to vote. They don't want women to vote. Of course, they don't want illegals to vote. I get that. Like, I understand. Like, if you don't have a valid birth certificate, if you don't have a valid ID, real ID, whatever it may be, like, I get it. But it's like the fact is, if you got married and your name does not match your birth certificate to the voting name or last name that you get in the mail, you're fucked because guess what? You don't get a vote and your vote does not count. You know, how everyone's all like, oh, your vote counts, guys. Go to the polls. Your vote counts. Well, guess what? It does not count because the good old Don does not want your vote to count. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Good day.
No kidding. So Rep Joe Morrell from New York, it's a Democrat. He said, my Republican colleagues crafted and passed one of the most damaging voter suppression bills in modern history. There's no doubt that women, military members, and people of color will be disproportionately impacted. The ranking members of the House Administration Committee said in a statement, the fight to stop this bill to protect Americans' sacred right to vote is not over. I will do everything in my power to ensure every eligible American has access to the ballot box. So maybe this fight isn't over yet. But like Danielle said, there might be homework to do. You might want to do that now, if possible.
And share that link with me.
Yeah.
I'll also share that link in the description when I upload. But every single iota of research and all this stuff is really important. And that's what we're trying to bring here is if we have any information to provide, we want to help. We want to make sure that you are educated in what you can. Again, we're not reporters, we're not teachers. We are only basing this off of our own research. And the thing is, we are researching everything that we do discuss prior to our, these meetups and everything. But we want to make sure that you're educated. And the only important thing is that you have the information we provide, but also do your own research. Don't depend on us. Don't look to us to be like, well, you told me that this. Like, obviously, we are only two women here. And yes, we are very two hot-headed, strong, intellectual women here. if I don't say so myself, or if I do say so myself, whatever that saying is. But we are trying to provide you with as much information as we have available to us. So therefore, if you want to do additional information like research and all the stuff and look in the back ends and the backlogs and all the things, please do, because if this affects you in the slightest, we want to make sure that you're educated at least on the basis of what we have available to you, because we do care about you and we want to make sure that people who, live in this country and are, working in this country and paying taxes in this country and all these things. And then these people are getting just shoveled off as if they're just like minute, insignificant people. It's like, no, it's not fair. And I want to make sure that you're also educated, and we both do, in the front that you know what is right, what is wrong, what is legal, what is not, to the point that we do.
Yeah,
So we're going to try to help as much as we can.
we'll try. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that there's something that they can do more to protect us. And in the meantime, do your homework and try as much as you can to get what we can in there. I know that in other states they make it incredibly difficult to vote. I mean, I'm talking lines waiting in
Oh
line.
no, I've seen the lines. That's why I'm saying, is it going to affect me? Because I can't have like my kids in that line for 3 hours. No way. I'm going to need childcare. So therefore, that's going to cut a lot of people out from wanting to vote because they're not going to have those hours of childcare behind them. They're not going to have those people where they're going to be like, okay, I have littler kids that need to nap. Like I'm not going to be able to do that.
I think if anything was protest worthy, it's this for sure. For sure, for
Oh,
sure.
I have a feeling come what's the next voter date? I have a feeling that's going to be a big old protest for sure.
Keep pissing
Get
people
you,
off.
it's like keep your hands off my vote is going to definitely be signs for sure. Okay. You know what? We've done a lot of let's just blanket all of like the heavy stuff on you. You know what? Take that weighted blanket off you. Let's get into the lighter things such as potentially science wanting to bring back extinct things. So the dire wolf, let's talk about that for a quick sec. The dire wolf was brought back from extinction. They have not been on this planet for over 10,000 years, and they brought it back from extinction. But um, cancer is apparently not something on their agenda of being able to solve, protect, prevent all the things. But bring back the direwolf. Bring back Game of Thrones, y'all. Bring back the dragons. Bring back the dinosaurs. Bring back all the things because apparently they can do that. They have the DNA. They did all the whole shebang with the little thingies and the little dirt dirt.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, this direwolf, cute as fuck, mind you,
Yeah.
was extinct for the last over 10,000 years. Discuss.
So crazy. I know. Really crazy. Actually, like still feel like, how is this real? I'm like, fake news? Fake news? No, this is real.
I thought you said Fig Newtons.
Fake news? Anyone?
Fig Newton. Fig Newton.
No, I mean, I think it's cool. I know, like we have different segments. Like if it's like self-funded, they're gonna go and do this, right? They're motivated
And
to
who
go.
knows? I haven't gone in the in depth. Who knows how long they've been working at this? Because
Yeah.
obviously we've seen videos, guys. Think about it. We've seen the video of the direwolf being a puppy, and now it's like a 2 year old. So clearly it's been happening for quite some time. They're just giving us this information now, aka the aliens. They knew for the entire time, but they're just telling us now. Blah 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 blah. It's the same thing, guys. Like things are happening behind the scenes that we're not ever going to be either aware of or we are going to be aware of, but like years after the fact, guys.
I mean, I think it's cool.
No, it's cool. It's
Bring
it's cool.
back
It's Game
bring
of
back
Thrones.
the woolly mammoth. I've always wanted to see one. I'm sure it'll be really awesome. I'm sure nothing will
Um,
go wrong.
hi, 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 hi. Do you think that's smart? Because what are they going to do? They're bringing back these wolves and then not putting them into the nature so they can actually create new species. What are they going to do with a woolly mammoth, which I know is on their next agenda of Let's create that. We have DNA on the woolly mammoth. Let's create that.
You
What
know
are they
what
going to do with it?
actually would be really helpful instead of focusing on what's already gone because our ecosystems are clearly working okay without them is maybe shifting the focus over to like things that we know have like populations decrease like butterflies, bees, coral reefs th those things would be cool. The cancer conversation, like, yes, I agree. I think that if we all put our heads together, just like a COVID vaccine, like
No, they don't want to get
probably,
rid of it. I'm sorry. Big old pharma. I know that
I think,
probably, I know that goes into DT territory, but BP, BP, y'all know what you're doing here. You all know that you are like freaking back ending. You are freaking shoveling that into a balloon up your butthole and you are keeping that cancer treatment all like to yourself, close to the vest, only for your family, blah, blah, blah.
oh,
Suck
I feel
my
like
dick.
how though, because I feel like so many people get cancer nowadays that like it would
They
shock me
have,
if someone
they
in their
have,
family or friend group didn't have cancer. Like that just seems morally so wrong. So, but I mean, maybe you're
they
right.
don't care about morals. They
Okay,
care about money.
that's true. That
I
is
hate to tell you, Big Pharma loves money. Big
they
Pharma loves money.
they really do. But anyways, I think it's cool. We'll see where it goes. Maybe they'll work on butterfly population, please. If I can put in
No,
a
they're going to
real
work on a
request.
woolly mammoth next. They already said, they already announced woolly mammoth is next up. Um, then after that, dragon. We're going to have a Game of Thrones situation up in this arm, so hopefully less incest and, fun stuff.
All
But I
right.
want these animals. The only thing is, like me just knowing, like, if these animals exist, they need to be able to experience wildlife. How are they going to experience wildlife when their ecosystem is completely different than what they had originally? And that's my thing, is my 2 cents is let's think about the animals, gal. Like, they're
Yeah.
not going to have the same familiarity as that they once did in their thing. So will they survive in the wildness? Will they
They'll
never
adapt.
ever live in the wildness?
They'll adapt. They probably won't live in the wild in the wild.
Wilderness? Wilderness.
Wilderness.
I don't know. I said wildness. It sounded right. I just went with it.
They'll figure it out. They're richer and smarter than I am, so they'll figure it out and
And
then
they're so pretty and cute.
they are. Okay, tell me about the gossip, the tea for White Lotus.
Yeah, so you thought we were done with White Lotus with our last recap? No, we're not. Let's go to the gossip corner, y'all. Head on over this way. Cool, you're here.
Hmm.
Walton and Aimee, aka Rick and Chelsea. So there's a lot of behind the scenes tea. Apparently there was an affair during production of season 3. They, okay, Rick recently was on an episode of Not Skinny But Not Fat podcast with Amanda, and he admittedly said, she straight up called him out on it. She's like, "You are very much in your social media. You manage your Instagram." And he goes, "Oh, it's all me." He's like, "I do all my Instagram, blah, blah, blah." Like, he's like 63 and he's like very in the know. Like, he knows the trends, he knows the highlights, he knows all the same. I say highlights because during production, during the finale, all the things, he had a Rick and Chelsea highlight for fans. But due to the rumor that has been a swirling that they actually had an on-set affair, he is with a girlfriend, a long-term girlfriend. So he is not single, ready to mingle. He is a long-term girlfriend. During the season 3 shooting, he very much basically like was posting the behind the scenes footage of Rick and Chelsea, the actors, obviously, him and Aimee. Aimee,
Yeah.
that's her name. So he was very much posting about them, all the things, blah, blah, blah. Well, since then, it's been deleted. They are
Mm.
no longer following each other. They used to comment the fox emoji on each other's content throughout the entirety of them filming, and now they no longer follow each other. That Fox emoji situation has been deleted, which means that they most likely blocked each other. Uh, the sketchy thing also is the fact that obviously the highlight itself that he created and he self-proclaimed just last week, mind you, that he created a Rick and Chelsea highlight. That highlight is disappeared. It's gone. Everything else White Lotus is still there, except for the Rick and Chelsea highlight. They don't follow each other. They don't comment on each other's stuff. They don't like each other's stuff. All of the internet sleuths are freaking out, realizing that because Jason Isaacs, aka Daddy Malfoy, aka trying to kill my whole family, Malfoy,
Oh, I heard. I saw that. Yeah.
he was in an interview and he said, it's like summer camp, guys. People have friendships. People get close. People have romances. People fell out of romances. It's just the thing that we know in camp. He says something alluding to that. I will include the link in the description of exactly the video he said it in. But not looking great for the Walton and Aimee of it all because he does have a long-term girlfriend.
Mhm.
Hottie McHot Pants only because I realized that he was hot about 4 episodes in. Tan guy, white teeth,
Yeah.
Chelsea's man. Yeah. So yeah, they don't follow each other. They don't do anything with each other anymore. The highlight no longer exists. Other castmates have commented about it. So allegedly, very heavily allegedly, they did have an affair on set. Clearly, his girlfriend found out was not too happy. And it seems as though the highlight was deleted for chance because of that. And they were blocked from each other. So who knows? They don't follow each other on Instagram. It's a lot of the whole social media hullabaloo, if you will, but a little juicy, a
For
little
sure.
juicy.
Yeah, if he follows the rest of the cast, that might be
And he
tough.
followed her before because he tagged her in many a post, and all of a sudden the tags are gone. Does not look good.
Yeah, I think in general, men aren't good with social media.
Well, and he is a self-proclaimed, like, I manage my own social media.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna we're just gonna let that sizzle there. Yeah.
Anywho, let's go on to one of the things that came out of absolute thin air. Never thought I would
Yeah.
ever talk about, but let's talk about the Weezer bassist's wife. She's trying to shoot the police. So I watched some of the video, and the Weezer bassist, just FYI, Weezer is set to perform at Coachella, and it has been stated the bassist's wife, who attempted to shoot or pointed a gun at the
Mhm.
cops. Yes, she has been arrested. She's been detained. She was shot by the cops in the shoulder. There is a video.
Oh, he's
I,
alive.
yeah, I will link it down below. But the Weezer bassist is still performing at Coachella this weekend. And this just happened a couple days ago.
Good publicity. Also, why was there a gun in your car?
Oh, no,
Mm.
no, no. And also the fact is she even admitted that there was the babysitter on premises. So there
Oh.
was children on premises as she was doing this because apparently there was a so originally what happened was there was a car accident and the people fled on foot into the surrounding neighborhoods and it went into her neighborhood and they're thinking, and of course there is a whole skew of 50% of the people in the comments are like, well, she's just trying to defend her property because there's people that are running amok. There was literally, and this will be linked. You can see the whole video. Um, one of the people who fled on foot after the car accident into the local neighborhoods that happened to be her neighborhood.
Mhm.
The guy stripped down to his underwear, grabbed a hose, turned it on, and pretended like he was watering the lawn.
It gets weirder. Oh my God.
He was trying to pretend that he was just watering his own lawn, but they realized, like, you don't live here, bro. We're gonna arrest you. And yeah, he was one of the arrested. He was one of the people that fled from the car accident on the freeway.
Mhm. So don't try that.
So don't do that, guys. Don't strip down and try to pretend to water a lawn. Don't
Was it
be
like next
dumb.
time?
Don't be dumb, guys. Disclaimer.
2 a.m.
Um, no, this was during broad daylight
Oh, it was broad
in
daylight.
the afternoon.
God,
That's why the babysitter was there. It was literally in the afternoon.
that's wild. That sounds
So
wild.
yeah, this is
That's
insane because
wild.
one, the Weezer bassist had a gun in her hand, and then as the actual cops were telling her, like, lower your weapon, she pointed it up and aimed towards a cop. And that's why they shot her. And it's all on camera.
She's so lucky that they didn't shoot her dead.
Well, and
Like,
then a lot of the people in the comments are like, oh, because she's a white woman, they only shot her in the shoulder.
I, who knows if that was the intention? I don't think people are that good at shooting, not even
I
cops.
don't know, dude. I know it's like I feel like this should be like a field trip for me and you. It's like, hey, Charlie, watch all three boy or all four boys.
I know.
Me and Damiana need to go do some shooting lessons at the local gun range to find out if these are accurate readings for our last story.
You can practice, but like shooting an actual person, I mean, the adrenaline, like all the things that go into it, I mean,
No,
it's,
I know I'm going to protect my boys to the utmost ability, but I would rather peel their faces off with my goddamn bare hands than have a gun present because I don't want them to ever fall into I know like people
yeah,
nowadays, they have like an actual safe and all that situation,
yeah. Yeah,
but
if I were ever to, it would be a biometric ones where it's like your fingerprints and only your fingerprints. But
oh my
uh
God, a hello spy.
yeah. Did
You're
you
like,
know that
it'll be
that
actually like eyeball imprint. It'll scan my eyeballs to open the safe.
it is your fingerprints? I think that's good enough. And that's
Okay, I want to do that. Wait, I want to do that. Can we do that? Okay, when I come to visit you in May, oh my God, Charlie, you're going to watch all four boys. Me and Tatiana are going to go to the shooting range and we're going to practice shooting and we're going to get biometric guns that are only able to get unlocked by thumbprints. Cool?
that's if you
Cool.
bought them.
Note to self, I miss you terribly. This is what I want you to be. As I sing him like an emo song to try to like deter the like, what the fuck are you guys asking me for?
The trauma of probably having four boys to watch during the day, I
It's fine.
couldn't.
He can handle it. I'll give him $20. I'll be like, I'll give you $20 for every hour. I will buy your food and I will make sure your wife goes down on you when we get home. You're
Oh, wait,
welcome.
telling me out. What the heck?
What? I have to do what I have to do to protect my children.
Out of here. You're probably better off finding a gun range up where you are. Honestly, I don't know where there is. I'm sure there is.
I'll
And
find one. Are you kidding? Some of my cousins were in the police department, so I think I won't
oh,
have a problem.
I don't think so. Okay,
Okay,
what'd you watch?
there you go. So it seems like I was the only one on the good old boob tube, if you will, if people call it that. I watched a good old classic. This is 40. So
Oh,
good. It it was crazy because I've seen what Maud and Iris Apatow have grown up into being like such beautiful little women. It's just crazy to see that they were like children in the show, or this movie, I mean. So it was the Paul Rudd, Leslie Mann movie. I think it's on Netflix still. It said that it's leaving soon, so hopefully it's still available for the next week. But so good. It's such a classic. And it has Megan Fox and it has the British guy from Bridesmaids. And it's just so freaking good. I love this movie. It's one of those movies where I have never once started it and never finished it. I've
what?
literally always, if I start it, I finish it.
Yeah.
It is like I am a finisher with This Is 40. It is so good. It's such a good movie and it's obviously like the sequel to Knocked Up.
Mhm.
But oh my God, it's just so delicious. I love it. I love this comedy. This is my style of comedy and I know that we're like old farts in comparison to like the alpha generation of it all, but like so good. Watch
I'm
it to be
sure I'll be watching
educated.
it. I'll rewatch it. Yeah, I think it's been a while. I know I've seen it maybe once or twice.
Yeah, oh my God. You and Charlie would love it. It's definitely dude humor. I love movies with dude humor. I'm definitely gravitating towards that for sure, and just in general of life. I've
It looks
always loved
like it's
movies that
like
are like
slap
very,
in the basement. Slap in the basement.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's very much like freaking Paul Rudd and the Nepo baby. What's her name?
Oh, baby.
Anyway, well, she is. She's
Oh, you're talking about Maud and Iris?
no, the other one from Slapping the Bass. She's a Nepo baby.
Oh, um, oh
She's
God.
so pretty. She's from Office also. She was on
Yeah,
Office.
you're talking about,
Anyway,
mhm.
look it up. IMDb, girl.
I
Hold
am,
on.
but why
I'll
is
look it up.
she's like
No,
not at the
girl.
top? I don't know why.
She should be at the top. She's so pretty.
That's a very
I
good
love you,
show
man.
right now.
Okay, so I love you, man is
Right?
her name is Rashida Jones.
Rashida Jones has an amazing show out on Apple.
Quincy Jones is her father. That's why she's like an FO baby technically.
Um, so what is it called? Rashida Jones.
Oh no. Oh
Honey.
my God. Okay, actually,
Honey?
actually, this could be really sad.
Uh-uh.
So in I Love You Man, Rashida Jones, Paul Rudd was in that, like we just talked about. But Jamie Priestley, oh wait, no. Thank God it's not the same person. Ignore that. It's Jamie King, not Priestley. Sorry.
What I was
But
saying,
Jamie,
Rashida Jones. Watch Sunny on Apple TV. It is very good, really cool, kind of like 60s
what is it
spy.
called?
Sunny.
Sunny.
Mhm. Yeah, takes place in Japan. It's very cool.
Well, the Jamie that I thought I was talking about is different. Jamie King, who dated what's his name? Mawataba da bang da bang diggy.
Oh, no,
Him.
no.
Big old Trumper. I mean, a big old D tier.
Oh,
Um, she was also in My Bloody Valentine, Sin City, The
yeah.
Spirit, White Chicks, all those lovely classics.
Mhm.
In a
The
not
Rock?
great, well, in a not great turn of events, she's in the news because she doesn't have child support whatsoever. Her husband does, other kids. He has 100% custody. She has 0%.
Oh, I heard about this. Yeah.
And because of drugs and alcohol. So I think it's one of those cases where it's like, unfortunately, that the judicial system does actually have a good portion of law towards the children, and their best outcome is, I get it. It is tough. It is tough being a single parent out there, but if you have to turn to drugs and alcohol, which obviously is not great for the podcast title of it all, but like I only drink on Fridays. But like in general, it's not great if you are not capable of taking care of your children, if you're under the influence, clearly, and they should never have to be anywhere close to it. Like my kids are asleep whenever
Mhm.
we record this. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. They're asleep. So I just think it's like really important to understand that there is a plus to the judicial system of the fact that if you are not able to parent in that moment, it doesn't mean the end all be all, but it's just like you are not parenting in that moment because it's just not doable for the kids' benefit. And I am thankful to the judicial system, even though that's like the hardest thing to say. Oh my God. I am thankful to that system, but I'm trying to say that it does help children because it's not putting the children to the streets. It's putting them to the most capable parent.
Yeah, yeah,
So
absolutely.
anyway, that was not on our list, but let's move into speaking of the list, let's move on to the Life List. So a couple of things that I do recommend watching is Life List on Netflix. It definitely has a lot of touch points where the mom, she finds a bucket list from her then teenager, but the teenager has obviously grown up, but not had the best outcome in life that she was hoping for her child. So she, on her deathbed, because she was dying of cancer, said, I want you to meet the bucket list that you set for yourself.
Hmm.
You did this for yourself. You wrote this for yourself. This is the thing that you had as your goals, and you stray from them. And I think that you have it in your heart to be able to meet all of these goals, and you have it in you. And it was such a beautiful movie. I highly, highly, highly recommend it, especially for people who do have parents who are on the older front, or people who have parents that like, especially women, I think in general. I think The Life List is such a good movie on Netflix because of that fact, is like it does kind of remind you of what were your goals back then that you've kind of like let fall by the wayside. It's a beautiful movie on that. And I think it is sad. It does touch on fronts. Like obviously the mom dies very early on. No spoiler alert. It happened. It's very clear. It happens like very early on. It's not a spoiler situation, but it's important to meet the goals that you set for yourself.
Yeah.
And the movie is really, really good. And the lead guy, actually, one of the lead guys, fun fact, he is very center stage with it because he is actually a ballerina who is super, super, super duper, oh my God, hot. Um, so hot. But he can do pirouettes and little laissez-faire and blush plays all day, every day. He's so
I
hot.
love it.
Holy crap. No, I literally saw a video and I have to share it with you, and I'll put it in the description if I can find it. But he can do the things that the ballerinas can do.
Oh, I see
At
it.
literally, if you're told like you do this, he'll do it. He'll be like, okay. And because that was one of their promotions, was the actress was like, okay, so my co-star was a ballerina and he knows all of these things. So I'm going to say a random thing that I cannot pronounce and he's going to do it. And she literally goes and she goes, okay, do this. And he goes, okay. And she's like, do it 3 times. And he does it. She's like, oh my God. It's so funny. So highly recommend watching that. It's really cute. It's not a heavy movie. It is heavy in terms of the fact the mother dies. So don't watch that if it's gonna hurt you. But highly recommend it. And Summer House, watching that, it's kind of ongoing. It's just basically is like more woman empowerment of like, don't settle for what you think you should be in. It's kind of the same thing. It's like, don't settle for what you should think should be in. Aspire to what your goals are and don't lose those goals for a man. And if you have to break up with a man, do it. And I think that's the theme of the Summer House's season, especially with Paige and Craig, is you have goals. Don't succumb to what you think society or the person that you're with makes you think you have to be,
Hmm.
because you need to be happy as well. And it's going to make you hate yourself if you miss out on opportunities that can make you better and grow into a better person. So that is just what I have to say about Summer House. There's a lot more things, but I just don't want to like take up too much of people's time. But something that we did talk about, and I think I want to say in our freaking origin story of a podcast episode, was the Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively of it all. So there is a documentary out on Max. If you have still not been in the know, what is going on? I didn't really care. I didn't really follow it, blah, blah, blah. It's called In Dispute. It's on Max. It'll give you the whole hullabaloo up until basically this point that we're at right now. It is very much like kind of giving you the information that you need to know up to date. There's not been much because there is a court date set for 2026.
Thing.
So, with that being said, watch the documentary on Max. You will get all of the details that you need to know um, ready at your hands. And I feel like they did a pretty decent job. I feel like they did favor a little bit more in the Baldoni front of it all. That's the only thing, is going into it knowing like there's more, but they do provide evidence. So watch it, learn it, be prepared, because I know that as we get closer to the trial date, we're going to have a lot more updates and a lot more information. And another thing that I watched was Peaky Blinders. This is like an ongoing love-hate relationship. It's not even a hate relationship. It's more of like, do I have the bandwidth in me to continue this, or is there other things that are going to take focus away from this? Yes. The answer is always yes. So thankfully, because White Lotus has ended, I'm gonna put my focus back on Peaky Blinders. I'm only in the second season, guys,
The
and I
first.
know that. Have you watched it?
I've watched one episode like 3 times, and I really want to watch it because look, it has 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. People freaking
Oh
love it.
no.
I love this actor, by the way. And there's
Cillian
nothing like
Murphy.
an
Cillian
Irish,
Murphy.
yeah, and there's nothing like an Irish accent for me. Like for me, that's
Oh
it.
my God. And Tom Hardy's in it.
Yeah,
So hot. Oh
love.
my God. And then his buddy in it, this youth is so hot where I'm like, this could be problematic. I looked it up and I'm like, nope, he's legal. Cool, cool, cool. I can find him really attractive because he is. And he's like a little redheaded guy with a little freaking undercut situation happening with their haircut styles back then. But what's happening is I need to get in the whole Peaky Blinders because there is a movie happening in the next
Oh.
year. So that should be the goal is we both kind of get into Peaky Blinders, just kind of get caught up because when it does come out, Killian Murphy, whatever, however you say his name, he will still be in it as Tommy. But the guy with the bulbous nose from that movie Murder on the Dance Floor. Da, 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 da. He showed his penis in the movie. What is that called with Justin? What is that called? Oh my God. Usually I make like cues and it reminds me of it. Sabrina Carpenter's ex-boyfriend.
Who?
I love that. I love that you're old too.
I know. Perfect.
Barry.
Oh, no.
Barry. His name is Barry. What's Sabrina? Barry Keoghan. That's his name. He's an Irish actor as well. So Barry Keoghan, not my cup of Irish tea. I'm gonna drop it in the chat.
Mhm.
Um, not my cup of Irish tea, but he's a big old dude. Like he flashed his dick in a movie last year.
Oh my goodness.
Saltburn. Did you ever watch Saltburn?
No, I don't want to.
Oh, he was in it. So you're gonna see his penis if you watch it. He's also gonna be in the biopic, even though I always pronounced it biopic. He's going to be one of the Beatles.
Oh, cool.
So he was also Sabrina Carpenter's ex-boyfriend. La di da di do, la di da di dee. So I would very much start watching the show and get informed about this child who's
That's who
an
she
adult.
dated?
Huh?
So that's who she dated? This weird.
Yeah, he's 32, 5'8". Not, I mean, to each their own. I feel like we've all dated people that is like questionable.
Not that questionable.
Not this questionable, but I'm trying to be polite.
I'm sure he is so sweet. I bet he opens every door
I'm sure
and
he has a big penis based on Saltburn.
he must
Have a big penis based on Saltburn.
get along with parents really well.
And
And he
have a big penis.
probably picks out the prettiest flowers. He might have a big penis.
Might. You can see it in Saltburn.
You would need more than that for
I know. He has an Irish accent.
oh, he
So
has
there's
beautiful
that.
eyes. Looks like he has pretty blue eyes.
Are you kidding? I've had a crush on a guy that I'm friends with. Since like friggin' I met him in 2000 like 5 or some shit. So I can tell you right now, if he had a normal accent, it'd be different. But because he has this, it'd be like all the other tick 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 on the list. It's like very like
Good for him. Good for him.
good for his penis.
Him and yeah, good for you. You are winning. You're an actor. You're making tons of money. You've
Good for
dated.
you. Good for your penis. Anyway, um, I think that's pretty much it on that front. But yeah, that's all pretty much I watched. The only question is I feel like Charlie would know the answer to this. Should I be watching Black Mirror?
I would say yes. Um, And also throw in Love, Death, and Robots if you haven't seen that already too. It's kind of also like Black Mirror.
Is that
They're
on Netflix?
also on Netflix. Similar in the sense that like each episode is different. But yeah, I'd say why not? It's like weird enough that I think you would really like it. Sometimes can
Have you
be.
watched the new season at all?
When did the new season come out?
Literally yesterday.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
have you seen the other seasons?
No, so I'm very much guilty of I only watch certain episodes based on who is the actor in the episode. So I've watched the one with Miley Cyrus and the robot machine, the white robot machine with the purple light, and then I watched the one that had what's her name? Redhead girl. She was
Dallas,
in Jurassic World.
Dallas something. Is her last name Dallas?
It was like the social media points episode.
That's a great
So I
one.
watched that. I never watched the other ones. I purposely, because I do listen to the Toast daily,
Uh-huh.
I did not watch any of the ones that had to do with like the guy having a butt fuck a pig.
Hmm.
I purposely did not want to watch that because I do not fucking care that much.
Uh, I mean, it's not like you see that, but yeah, I mean, I think they're great stories. Like each one is just so like messed up. I think you'd like it. I'd say, yeah, give it a try. And also throw in Love, Death, and Robots because it's also kind of like creepy like that, where and each like artist is different in that sense. So for with Love, Death, and Robots.
Okay, so for next episode, I'm asking, should we watch Black Mirror as if we're going to talk about it next episode, or is that more of like at your leisure watch that Black Mirror?
What do we need to finish? I feel like I need to finish a couple of things before
Okay.
we watch together again. So I need to finish Severance.
Oh
Uh
yeah. Didn't that end
yeah,
already though?
it did, and I haven't had any spoilers or anything yet, but I forgot that I didn't finish it because there was an episode, I never got to talk about this. There was like a weird episode, and like Charlie and I were like, this fucking sucks right now. Like I did
Well,
not want
that's
to
what
watch
I heard on other podcasts. I heard that there was an episode that really sucked that was like,
that.
is this how it's gonna end? Like where it's gonna be this sucky?
Just like I did not need a whole hour or however long it was of like this storyline. Like where did this get me? It felt dumb. And so then I didn't
Talk
finish
about
it.
it.
But my mom, it just was like
I don't
uh
know the people. I don't watch the show, so
there, and I
I
don't know
don't
their
care.
names, but there was like an old a previous like boss, I'm doing air quotes, and she was let go and she kind of goes rogue. And anyways, there's a whole episode on her going back to her hometown and trying to get some, I like kind of forget now, like some kind of trinket from her like dead mom's room that her sister has like kept the room as is. The mom's gone, like what died a long time ago. But it just was like you start to see that like it's more of a cult, and that's why whatever is happening at like the Severance building is because of a cult. So it's like starting to kind of form, and I guess that's why they focused on that. And like this old manager who was let go is really more like she was raised in it almost like so she's like a soldier. um but it's just so weird, and you're just like I didn't need all of that. So and then my mom has been watching it, so when she watches it here on Apple TV it shows as done, so I didn't realize, like I was like fuck this episode, and like I forgot that we didn't finish it until last night, so we need to finish
Yeah,
that. We're
I
almost.
think it was like two weeks ago. I think it officially
Yeah.
finished.
I think we're
Um,
2 episodes, maybe three behind. So I need to finish that. And then I
Wait,
think
what was it? What was it? What was it? What was it? I was gonna remind myself of it as you were talking. Oh my God, what was it?
yeah, you said
Fuck. Anyway,
maybe I'll come
go
back.
and I'm sure
And
I'll get
anyway,
it.
yeah, so anyways, I need to catch up on some other shows, but I do want to find us like a show, and I think like I can totally play back mirror. I also feel like we've been kind of like we've been watching House late at night, but now we're starting to like look at our phones. when we were watching House, where like before we were paying attention and I'm like, oh, we need like a good show
Did you
again.
ever watch the You? I told you I started rewatching You because that's starting up again on the 24th.
Yeah, we can watch that together. Let's watch that together.
Let's watch that together because it's the final season on Netflix, You.
Yeah.
So it
Yep.
is the final season. It starts on the 24th, so you have plenty of time. You have 2-ish weeks. You have 13 days. It's the 11th. You have 13 days to catch up. I'm now just on the last episode or the last season, I mean. I'm on the last season, and I am only able to watch 2 episodes a night because I have children. So for the last couple of weeks, I've been able to do that. So if you start now and you do not have children, you will definitely be able to finish before the 24th on the premiere date. There was another thing that I forgot to mention. What was it? I will think about it and I will mention it on our next episode. Oh my
Yes.
God, I am trying so hard to remember what it was, and it's not coming to my brain at
It's
all.
okay.
It's literally a dead end there.
Well, on that note,
I think we're done now. Um, so if you watch Black Mirror, let us know if we need to watch it. Let us know if
yeah,
that's actually of importance. I would definitely put focus on You. It is the final season coming out in less than 2 weeks, so we're definitely going to be talking about that. So if you have not watched, start it. It's only like 10 episodes a season. So it's a pretty easy watch, I'm gonna say. I'm on legitimately the last episode of the third season, and then I only have the fourth season left until the final fifth season. So if you start it now, you will be caught up. We will watch it. We will talk about it. And then Peaky Blinders does have a movie coming out, but they're still recording it, I think, or filming it. So we have some time. So if you watch Peaky Blinders as well, and if you have not started, like I have, I'm only in the end of the second season, about to start the third. Very much a show you have to watch with subtitles. So just keep that in mind because I was watching it and I literally started realizing I was like squinting at certain things. I'm like, I don't know what they just said.
also just let us know if there's another show out there that we should be watching.
Please
We love Rex. So yeah. But
send it to us. So we're on our Instagram every day. I
yeah,
mean, I do check into TikTok, but we're on our Instagram every day. So if there's legitimately something we need to start watching, send it to us in DMs. We will watch it.
definitely. Yeah. I love it.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
Well, thank you guys for another lovely week. As usual, always like, subscribe, comment, give us all the loveliness that you can in the comments and the DMs and the situations that you watch and listen and all the things too. We really appreciate it and we appreciate your support. So we'll talk to you next week.
Bye guys.